Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Or whatever time it is.
Or whatever time it is, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlethems.
Children of all ages.
Bobby,
Beefy.
I think this episode was written in the stars.
Oh.
I think at this very moment, the planets aligned.
Oh, yeah.
The stars, constellations connected. They're all jamming up there. And I think that it's time we had this episode. I think long overdue. Well overdue. Mm-hmm. Well overdue for this episode. Bobby.
Beefy.
Who do we have?
We have one Miss Heather Pape.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. Holy shit. It's about high time we got you here.
I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah.
We're very glad to have you.
Yeah. Welcome to the Shooting the Shit cinematic universe.
Oh,
Stepping out of my Disney show.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll circle back to that.
Yeah. So, Heather, tell us about yourself.
Well, hi, my name is Heather Pape. I'm a senior, soon to be super senior musical theater major, and that is fine. But aside from theater, I really love astrology, modern astrology.
Yeah.
It's not like a, it's not like a factual, like, science doesn't prove anything, blah, blah, blah. But we make our own realities, and in my reality, why wouldn't I believe in the stars?
Exactly.
So
they're there for a reason.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Like this.
Literally,
this
nothing
universe,
is real.
Nothing is real.
Not a
Lambs
single
to the
thing.
cosmic slaughter. Like.
So be delusional. Make up whatever narrative you want.
Exactly. Exactly. If you come up with your own story.
Is this
free
a bad
roam.
influence?
Life is on creative mode right now.
That's
like
what I like to say,
we're doing this shit. So yes, Heather is very into astrology. She's the person that I go to, at least if I have any questions. The only person I could trust. You're also you do crystals.
Oh yeah.
And stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I had my fair share of crystals. I do not take as good care of them as I should.
Hey, we all have our faults.
Yeah. At least they're just, I put them to charge out in the moonlight. I know that at the very
Okay.
least,
Make your moon water.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Make your moon water, absolutely. But Heather is very into astrology, more than I could possibly say. My extent is like co-star.
And that's not.
No, yeah.
Not a reliable source.
No. But so Heather did some research, did some homework. It's
About seven pages.
7 pages worth of astrology work around Bobby and Beefy's birth charts. So Beefy and Bobby will put our 2 cents in every once in a while, but Heather, it is all on you, girlfriend.
All right. So, starting off, astrology is obviously the stars and the planets, and I figured I'll go through what each planet kind of represents, because we all have placements in these planets, and it's all based off the time we were born, where we were born, just how the stars were aligned.
Yep.
Yes, please explain for those who do not know.
Of course. So, the sun represents your identity, and this is what is known as like your standard zodiac sign when people ask. Your moon represents your emotions, so your innermost self. Your rising sign is based off your birth time, which is, it shows how other people kind of perceive you, or the mask you put on when presented to new people.
Yep.
Your Mercury is the planet of communication, so how you communicate with others. Venus is the planet of love and pleasure, so, kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And your Mars sign is your course of action and kind of like argument, and, you can also, when you visualize, all of these things, what qualities do you think the sun would have? What qualities do you think Mars would have?
Yep.
It very much applies in that sense.
Yeah.
And same with the elements too, because we know there's 4 elements: earth, water, fire, and air. And
I've watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
enough. It's a good example.
Yeah. That's
And
that's
you're the
my
spirit, of
course.
But yeah, so diving in, I think we'll start with Beefy.
Okay.
So Beefy here is a Cancer sun,
Yes, I am.
an Aries moon, a Capricorn rising, Cancer Mercury, Gemini Venus, and Sagittarius Mars, which before I even go on, a lot of people at Dean College have a Sagittarius Mars.
Really?
Yes, almost every birth chart I read here, at least 9 times out of 10.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
no such thing as a coincidence.
That's actually kind of crazy. That's actually kind of crazy.
Right.
Holy
it gets even
shit.
more crazy, Ethan, because
shit.
you're a Cancer sun.
Yeah.
So this is all going to be kind of sporadic, so try to bear with me.
Yeah.
But you weigh your words carefully and can be, you're very careful with yourself. You're calm, discreet, and you're tender, thoughtful, sensitive, and very impressionable. And that's just the standard. Side note, these might be stereotypical, but I will say my 2 cents on each topic. And all my information right now is from Cafe Astrology, which I know is another frowned upon site, but again, I create my own reality here, so. Yeah, absolutely. So, your Cancer sun mixed with your Capricorn rising, you take pride in your ability to negotiate and establish harmony in your relationships. And I have a little blurb on Capricorn rising because, fun fact and spoiler, Robbie also has a Capricorn rising. So, anywho, people with Capricorn ascendant are likely to carry air of natural authority. They're hardworking, success-driven, and all about stability.
The grind don't stop.
The grind don't stop.
Exactly. Especially on this show.
Yeah.
So, again, with your ability to negotiate with people, you very much know how to, especially mixed with the Cancer, can talk with people and really connect with people. And I kind of see Mr. Burns as this example too, especially when you were helping out with all the musical aspects and kind of helped us conduct and stuff. I was that's very much leader-esque energy, but you knew how to talk with us and connect with us and make sure everyone was fine with everything, and it was very admirable.
Cool.
So that was written in the stars. But this is all not my words.
Yeah.
But so one of the lessons in life, you may avoid putting harmony in others' opinions of you. So you put people's needs before your own. You're very much sensible in that sense. I mean, people's opinions of you matter.
Yeah.
And they matter a lot, especially with the Aries moon, which we'll get into, because Aries represents, that's the first sign of the zodiac. So it's very much the baby, brand new.
Yeah.
Not to say cry baby.
No, no, legit. No, call me what I am, tell me how it is. I know I'm a crybaby. It's whatever,
But own up
People
to
got
it.
emotions. People got emotions.
Hey, and at least you can admit you have emotions. So, but yeah, you use your social skills to seek peaceful relations with others, but try not to over-identify with your partnerships on how they receive you. So once again, it's so awesome you care for so much, but make sure you take care of yourself as well, of course. You're very quick to see unfairness and inequality. You're a master of art in giving and receiving. You're a true partner. You have an internal struggle between your needs and wants, sometimes leading to indecision and lack of focus. So I tied in with something here in my many pages.
It's legit bullet points. I'm looking at it right now. There's a fuck ton of bullet points.
Not to tie it back to Mr. Burns, but this is an actual quote. It says, "Love and hate are very much mixed together for you. You are prone to love-hate relationships, likely because your passions are as such, and the old saying, there's a fine, fine line between love and hate, rings especially true for you."
No fucking
And for those who don't know, you better be seeing the senior showcase, because Miss Haley Sullivan will be performing Fine Fine Line, accompanied by Ethan Lazzaro. So,
wow.
not the
And
plug.
that was from a website?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No such thing as a coincidence.
Love and hate thing.
Yeah.
Right. And for those who, assuming everyone saw Mr. Burns.
I hope y'all saw Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
But there's a scene where the chorus divides into love and hate as Mr. Burns goes into this tangent of
wrestling match, yeah.
fighting love and hate, and then love wins, but then, hate creeps back in, and it's all about the balance, and, you find that very much within yourself, so I was like, that's too good not to say.
That's crazy.
So to go back to your Aries moon, you're highly imaginative, possibly have difficulty concentrating at some points. You're just very eager and you're very excited. You love to fantasize and you love fiction. I notice as I look around the room.
Yeah. Going to acting school, whatever. Like.
May move around a lot and travel frequently. And I quoted, doesn't want to be stuck in one place. Because I remember we talked once and your plans after graduation, you were talking about how you didn't want to go back to your hometown and stay there and be stuck in that hole. And I was like, oh, so I definitely see, just based off this, that you're gonna want to go places.
Yeah.
And I think you most definitely are capable to do that.
Hey, at least somebody thinks so.
In me. So you are always aware of the opposing point of views and other sides of the coin. So you see everyone's perspective. Again, you're very much a people person and can talk and connect with basically anyone. So you can kind of put yourself in other people's shoes and have a level of understanding. You act instinctively, but you have a very good sixth sense, and you like to be surrounded by original people, artists. So that's written in the stars for those who don't know.
Hey, I'll take it.
Another funny thing is that you have a Cancer Sun and a Cancer Mercury. So these go hand in hand with you. So the way you communicate is very much based off your identity.
Yeah.
So you're serviceable and generous. You are a person who thinks of all the details that others often forget. So you can pick up on things and you remember things. Like, we were talking about Alex Bilodeau the other day, and you remembered his song that he auditioned freshman year, and I was like, no way you remember that.
It had such an impact on me because of that. I love that song. I could have listened to it. I wish I recorded it because he sang it like so beautifully. Alex, I don't know if you listen to the podcast.
I'll send it to him.
Make him listen to this episode. But Alex, we miss you dearly. Best of luck to you and everything you're doing.
Yes, my favorite Libra. All right, so, okay, let's get into some nitty gritty. You have a Gemini Venus, Ethan.
Yeah, you took a pause there, so I'm a little concerned.
So, not to get stereotypical, but stereotypically, this is the worst placement of a Venus sign.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, Gemini's an air sign, and previously mentioning lack of focus and stuff, it's just things catch your attention very quickly, and you can change your mind pretty often. But with the pairings of this Gemini Venus paired with all your other Cancer placements and Aries, it actually turns out kind of very beneficial in your case.
Really?
You want to succeed more than anything. You want to succeed more than almost anything in the love life. He meets pleasant people and has very good friends, usually without too much conflict. You like amusements, parties. There's a romantic, playful side to you that is unmistakable. It keeps you young at heart, and you enjoy surrounding yourself with beautiful art and music. So again, Venus is the planet of love, so you surround yourself with what you love, and that's awesome. And Gemini Venus stays very true to that. They're not going to put themselves in this position where they're not going to love life. So kudos to you for that.
Genuinely, where do you say these stereotypes, but who sets the stereotype? Is it just out of X amount of people, the majority of these people were this sign and they acted this way, so I'm gonna assume that all of them do it that way?
No, exactly. And just the stigma that astrology's gotten over, since the birth of it. Also, people can't really handle the truth, so when they hear it, they're like, that's not right, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, no, especially, it can get pretty wishy-washy, too. That can apply to anyone, and that can... And the honest answer is, we have all of these elements within ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just what we are recognized for and what makes us us that, highlights these things. So really all the bullet points are just pointing out all your qualities that are highlighted in your existence.
Yeah.
And people are mad about that sometimes, and that just sucks for them.
Yeah.
But
I just think it's so interesting with these the meanings behind everything and how much it's developed over time. There's so much. You could do a whole study. You could get a degree on this.
If I could get a degree in astrology, I would not be here.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, just because, I mean, it's all, they can't, like, scientifically connect it, so I don't know if it'll ever be, like, a proven thing that people can study, but, like, I'm not gonna bring up what we might be thinking, but that could get very controversial. But anyway, let's continue back to your chart.
we won't get canceled today. Maybe
sorry.
Another day.
This is your last episode. Anywho, so while you're passionate, cardinal desires, and this is a voluptuous above all, he may go to the excess and can be often unsatisfied, should probably learn moderation. So again, just a balance of within yourself, the love, the hate, and like, you know, also prioritizing your needs over others at points. And in loves and sentiments, you're very sincere and deep, you never play false, and very faithful in love and relationships and all your friendships. Might be repeating myself, but this one I think is a good one to say. His professional life can be creative or inconstant. He has a taste for the arts, can be a dreamer, and may be easily influenced and romantic. He's emotional and very sensitive. So that was like a kind of like summary of like basically like all the above. But I love how most every like theater person that I do birth chart readings for it's always written in the stars that they are meant to be doing this. Like,
it can't be a coincidence.
It's no such thing.
It genuinely can't be a coincidence. Whatever's in our water, you know, like in our hometowns, like whatever it is that's altering our brain chemistry with the fluoride that blocks our third eye. You know, like you know, it's like there's no way it can be a coincidence that, you know, like you said, like most of the people you've done here being what Sagittarius Mars, yeah. Like, that can't be a freaking coincidence.
Yeah, you want to hear about it?
Yeah.
So, this applies to both of you, technically. Committed, determined, and passionate. It's all or nothing, and you are baffled by and possibly impatient with others who do things only halfway or half-heartedly. You are usually quite decisive and are often unwavering once committed. You are certainly a passionate person that possesses a fascinating and commanding aura. You are generally confident about your own talents, and you employ strategy when you are going after something. You are very talented at this, and you're very good at saving time and energy and putting it into, again, what you're passionate about. Naturally very resourceful and usually quite persistent when pursuing a goal. Wonderful person to be around when there's a crisis. Which, I didn't even say this. I am a Sagittarius, so I love the Sagittarius Mars placement because I'm like, that's what it's all about. So,
what's your big three?
So I am a Sagittarius Sun, an Aquarius Moon, and a Taurus Rising.
Oh. I like the Aquarius though. The Aquarius definitely.
Not many people say that.
Definitely, but it's there. You know, like it's.
You can definitely tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I think of Aquarius, all I can think of is the age of Aquarius from Hair.
Of
so
course.
I'm just gonna associate it with theater and art and
We're
stuff
different.
like that.
We're quirky.
Yeah. The animatronics do get a bit quirky at night. It's fine.
Speaking of Aquarius.
Oh shit.
Drum roll, please, because we are about to do Bobbie's birth chart.
Oh shit.
So Bobbie is an Aquarius Sun, a Scorpio Moon, Capricorn Rising, Aquarius Mercury, Aries Venus, and Sagittarius Mars.
Damn.
Damn is correct.
We're fucked.
So let's get into this. So, general Aquarius definition: independent, animus, have progressive ideas, an unusual, rebellious, and revolutionary spirit. Overly detached and impersonable, but hey, that's just the Aquarius way. Concentrate on proving your worth through your strong value system and your incredible ability to stick with things and with people. So, this conjunct with your Scorpio moon, you have another kind of like Beefy with the internal struggle, but your needs and wants, it can lead to more indecision, lack of focus, and you're more impulsive on your end. Conflicts and drama and close connections are possible, but know that it will subside with time. time is, well, I always say time isn't real, but sometimes it's really real.
Yeah. When I have a deadline for like an assignment, it's real.
Yeah. So, this is a connection between the two of you. Both of you have the same sun and Mercury, but, you know, with Beefy, it's Cancer. For you, it's Aquarius. So you very much the way you communicate is very true to you. Because your ego and mind are usually on the same page, you possess abundant mental energy. You're always in a position to think about what you want, and in many ways, this is an interruption of the will. You view yourself as a highly intelligent person, and you have a great drive to communicate with others. You invest a lot of pride into your intellectual capacities, and you may not always listen as well as you speak. But this is just because you're thinking about what to say next. You're always thinking ahead.
Yeah. No time to think about the past.
No, always forward.
We push on.
But you are very curious, and although you enjoy expressing yourself, you usually don't dominate conversations completely. Again, with the detached thing, and again, Aquarius thing. But when you know, and when you want to talk about something you're very knowledgeable about, you're gonna talk about it.
Ask me to talk about Legos. This is a 4-hour podcast.
Oh my gosh. Your opinions are usually strong, and you're an independent thinker. You tend to be proud of your ideas and thoughts and might easily get a bruised ego if you're not heard or if your opinions are pushed aside, ignored, or criticized. So, key traits, you're verbal, intelligent, observant, and sometimes nervous or wired. I like the word wired. Wired.
This Coca-Cola's got me wired.
Okay, so So between your Sagittarius, Mars, and your Sun, you possess an unmistakable competitiveness and a me-first kind of attitude. So unlike Beefy, who puts other people first, you put yourself first and others second. But hey, that's the yin and the yang, is it not? It's a balance.
Opposites attract.
You may meet up with more than you share of conflict and sometimes rub people the wrong way. Again, Aquarius thing. You are very motivated to get the things done, to take action rather than simply talk about something, and from get to point A to point B as quickly as possible.
Shit has to get done.
Exactly. You're so stage manager. Those who know you quite well might describe you as hot-headed and temperamental at times. Hard-headed and willful. You are easily frustrated and given into impulsive actions such as impulse spending. Such as impulse spending. It came up in a few bullet points, so that's why I said it twice. It's the big aspect.
Pokemon cards.
So many.
Not to get a little dark, but I mean, it was mentioned into the thing. Another thing to watch out for is depression. I know, the stars really get us sometimes. We're not going to read my birth chart on this podcast.
Ooh.
I'm telling you that.
We will actually be posting Heather's entire birth chart on the Shooting the Shit Instagram. So please check that out. It's going to be there forever. Forever.
All right, but anyway, back to Bobbie. You tend to go through periods of intense highs when you're excessively optimistic. These periods are so marked that they seem unnatural and the fall seems inevitable. So, unfortunately, you're also ridden with a Scorpio moon, which does not help, I don't think, anyone. It's the most intense placement as is, and to have that rule your emotions, you internalize it a lot too. It's not something like you speak of, especially with the Aquarius placements. Like, that's all internalized, and that's why you're always moving forward. Why would you want to process it? Why would you want to think it? Why would you? Yeah, so it's kind of your own circle of self-sabotage, unfortunately.
This is why I go to therapy.
Hey, and props to you for that. And there's ways to get better. And also, what do I know? I'm just reading off the internet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like, granted, a lot of this is very, like, subjective and, like,
yes.
you can kind of take it in
Like, I'm not
stride. And, yeah, like, Yeah, believe what you want. I usually at least like because I had no idea it went this deep at first.
Oh.
Like I thought it was like the big three and that was it.
Oh God.
But then
Wait till you know about the big six.
Oh fuck. But like I had no idea it went this deep, so I'm very interested.
I know this could be a very long episode. But so I don't want to continue on to too much, but self-awareness to the point of real self-consciousness is possible with this aspect. You engage in a lot of self-censoring. I shouldn't ... is a common censoring mechanism with you. You express egotism at any form, and a big part of you feels guilty. As the sun rules our conscious mind, it does enough censoring on its own. It's the adult within us. So I think this was conjunct with probably your Saturn, because you have a Taurus Saturn, and I wasn't going to get into the other planets because, we don't need this podcast to be 20 years long. But I also have a Taurus Saturn, so I kind of understood that aspect in that sense, which is why I was like, oh yeah, and Saturn rules Capricorn, and you both have Capricorn rising, so Saturn is both your chart rulers. So yours is in Gemini and yours is in Taurus. And with Taurus leaning, it's not that it's more of the worser aspects of these signs, but like it's definitely the more like what needs to be worked upon and stuff. But it's also a lot to do with the self. So, I mean, isn't everything. But, key traits, you can make, this is a quote from the website, you can make a little too much trouble for yourself. But hey, 'tis life. You have a sarcastic sense of humor.
Yeah.
You have a keen intelligence and an ability to apply caution and strategy. So, like, oh my God, I took so many notes. Back to the conjunction between your Sun and your Mercury, which is both Aquarius. Intelligence geared towards ways of making money, becoming rich or independent. So all methods are good, and sometimes he might be on the borderline of honesty, but career-wise, you're very driven and you know what you need to do to get the job done. And you plan to do it, and that's like your main goal for yourself. So props to you for that. I wish you all the success in the world. Again, you might be always aware of what others may think of you and what you say, but careful what you reveal to others. You make plenty of disclaimers and often come across as negative or sarcastic without even intending to. You have an Aries Venus, which is, spoiler alert, a lot of people that I've read charts here at Dean College have Aries Venus.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of very passionate people. You want to take the lead in love. Loving the conquest can be spendthrift with money, given into impulsive purchases. Purchases. Damn, sorry guys. I don't know.
No, you're good. Words are hard.
Words are hard. That's why I speak astrology.
Yeah.
It is a language.
Yeah. Seeks to keep things exciting in love. You're very ardent, spontaneous and charming, with direct, straightforward approach with love. It says you have a mischievous side. However, your desire to be tactful and polite with others doesn't always succeed. But, I mean, sometimes you might engage in, like, a lot of... Again, with your Scorpio placements, it's all in your head. So a lot of, like, going back and forth of, like, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that, yeah. But, I mean, you might eventually find out you don't always mean what you say or say what you mean. But that's just, I mean, it comes from the fucking... Sorry, I didn't mean to swear on this podcast, but Taurus Saturn.
The show's called Shooting the Shit.
Oh, you're very real for that. But yeah, Taurus Saturn again. That's like, I see people with a Taurus Saturn and I'm like, I'm sorry. Because again, it's like inevitable to like be harsh on yourself and like have all these horrible negative outcomes because it's just such a negative aspect. And it's like something you have to work more with than against. I've come to learn with over time, because you can be mad at it as long as you want and be mad at yourself, but at the end of the day, like, it's all about mindset too, and all about like wanting the best for yourself and wanting to, say what you mean, be true to yourself. And I guess that's just something the Taurus Saturn has to learn with over the lifetime. But you have a lot of good other aspects, because the Aries Venus, that's a passionate placement. Like, you love. And it's awesome to love. I have a Capricorn Venus. Love sucks. Like, it's career first for me. I don't know.
I will marry my work.
Yes, absolutely.
My work as a professional Disney princess.
Hey!
Wouldn't it be so cool? Let's manifest this for a second. Wouldn't it be so cool
It'd be so cool.
if Heather nailed a Disney audition one day and was working in Disney as a princess? Wouldn't it be so cool?
She is going to be friends with a princess one day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I better.
Yeah.
I am now, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
birthday party princess around the area, so I travel from here and all through Rhode Island.
What's the furthest you've ever been?
Oh gosh.
They make you drive far? Do you get mileage?
Yeah. It was about probably 2 hours away. I am from Maine, so I don't really know Massachusetts and Rhode Island towns. So I'm like, oh, this location, let me GPS it and then go back to the place. But yeah, I've traveled about 2 hours, probably. But I mean, they reimburse me. And it's the most rewarding job.
I was gonna say, as long as you get mileage, that's all that matters.
Yes.
And if you like kids.
Well.
Yeah.
I do like to say I am a babysitter in costume, but it's okay. Kids are awesome sometimes. Like the other day when Noah brought in that little baby to senior showcase. Are you kidding me? I was
So
losing my mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry to get off track.
No, that's okay. It actually kind of segues into my last portion of this, which is both of your charts together.
Oh shit.
Segway queen.
Segway queen.
Oh, I'm just good like that. So, like we said, they both have their Sun and Mercury in the same sign, so both are true communicators of their identity. You are who you are. You both have Capricorn risings, and you both have Sagittarius Mars. So I will say this compatibility website put it in terms of love. But love can mean so many things.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to preface. A few clouds in this couple's life, but at least on an intellectual level. They have a good intellectual understanding and take pleasure in being together and discussing and exchanging ideas. Together, they can come up with unique and creative ideas and solutions to problems. Hence, shooting the shit with Beefy and Bobbie. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, oh my gosh, they were meant to collaborate like that.
We'd make a good couple.
Yeah.
Okay, but some more challenging terms of perspectives. Because you can see everyone's perspective and get a level of understanding where you're very much to your own and like my way or the highway. But can be distinct times when they argue about restrictions of freedom. I mean, arguments happen, and arguments keep a healthy relationship too. Mm-hmm. If you can't discuss the things, then at least you're both communicating on a sort of sense. I mean, whether it's through the podcast or not, and it's still a level of understanding. And I know you two are one of the first people to know each other before coming here, right?
Yeah.
We as everyone, as we mentioned many times, we ran into each other and met in person first.
Mm-hmm. On a whim. It wasn't even like planned. It was just.
It was planned in the stars.
Planned in the stars, yeah. But we didn't plan it. We didn't plan it.
The universe really did that.
Yeah.
Anyway, no such thing as a coincidence. Anywho. There can be a certain level of self-consciousness together that is always present, but there's a lot of loyalty between them and a feeling of responsibility for one another, so you look after each other when it comes to the end of the day. It's a favorable union, and there can be shared artistic taste and common sensibilities. Oh, I didn't even mention this back in your bullet point because I was just bouncing around, but you also had the aspect of, like, needs to be in the arts, needs to be surrounded by art, needs to be... I mean, obviously, you're an artist yourself.
Literally lives in his art.
Yes.
Oh, I do. I'm excited to pick up a paintbrush.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely obviously more performance art because you communicate with people, you talk with the people, but you're very individualist and you make your own art and put it to the world. And yeah.
This
So.
was
Damn.
all in the stars.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I think, unless you have any more questions for me.
So like from like your perspective,
Yeah.
like what does that is that like a good like compatibility just from our signs?
Yes. I
Not
mean,
necessarily like how deep the signs go, but just like looking. If you could look at just all of them in order and
yes.
look at them, could you just be like, yeah, that's some good
Well,
shit, or no?
because there's a lot of synchronicities in both your charts because you both represent your sun and your Mercury. Because I mean, a lot of people have different placements for each individual thing. So again, no such thing as a coincidence. So when I see a synchronicity, I'm like, oh, that must mean something.
Yeah.
And both have a Sagittarius Mars, and just like the commonality, you find common understanding with one another. Like you're on like a different level when you're with one another because you just have this understanding that doesn't even necessarily need to be communicated. As for like, and you're both Capricorn rising, so it's just like inevitable, dare I say.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't know each other at all, but you were put in a room, I'm pretty sure you guys would find one another because you'd find something to talk about because I mean shared interests, shared passions, and mutual understanding. Anyway, I think you guys will know each other a long time.
Yeah.
And now that you've gone through our charts, how does what the words on the internet say compare to how we really are? Having you been knowing us the past
4 years. My God, 4 years is crazy.
4 years with
Can
a
we reflect on
pandemic thrown
freshman
in the
year?
middle.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about all that.
No, not.
Well, I mean, freshman year, like this whole situation was completely screwed up by the pandemic.
Yes.
You know, like the fact that it happened during our second semester freshman year, that already put us off to a bad start.
Derailed.
Like it was not fun whatsoever.
We all got through it together, and we stuck through it together.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost
We
didn't
lost
come back.
a lot.
Yeah, we lost many.
we lost a lot of people.
I
but,
was almost one of them, but I crawled back on my forelimbs.
and we're so glad you did.
Glad you're here.
We're so glad you did.
Yes.
Nobody else could have played that glockenspiel better than anybody else than Heather Pape and Mr. Burns.
A glockenspiel is like a xylophone for those who don't know.
Yeah.
I get the question a lot. They're like, a glocken what?
Thank you for clarifying.
Of course. But yeah, since knowing you guys freshman year, and I will admit, even freshman year, I wasn't that into astrology. I didn't know my placements and stuff, but I guess I should plug in. Emily Mahalik, she was my roommate freshman year.
Yeah.
And she was always into these kind of things. And, one day she was like, can I read your birth chart? And I was like, my what? I was like, oh, I need to, ask my mom for my birth certificate? Why do I need to do that? But just having lived with her, and she is one of the fallen, but she did go through the virtual semester.
Not that she's not here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. We don't keep in touch as much, but we'll always have a love for one another.
Yeah.
Because, she's in Illinois.
Yeah, I
doing
mean,
her
it's
own
hard.
thing,
Like, distance is hard, but I mean, if you can still just keep the, we don't hate each other,
Oh, I try not to hate anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, if you think I hate you, I don't. Just so everyone knows. It's all a personal thing. Again, I have a Taurus Saturn.
Yeah.
But no, she really opened my eyes to everything. And then, when I did go through my little blimp, and I very much completely off-skewed from any other reality people knew me from, because, I was always like the cheery, Disney princess. Like, that's who I am. But I wasn't that anymore, so I kind of lost myself. But within losing myself, I redirected my focus towards astrology. And so I came back, and then I just saw things differently, and I'm like, things are starting to make sense again to me because nothing made sense anymore. Yeah. So I was like, maybe I should continue doing that. So I came back here, I don't even remember now. The spring semester of sophomore year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Junior? Sophomore?
Sophomore year, yeah.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, hey, so what's your birth time? To everyone. And people started to come to me for all that stuff. And just
do you
because
do tarot cards?
I do.
You do?
I do read tarot.
Cool.
And that's a whole other thing I got into, too. It was kind of more of a spiritual awakening kind of thing, motivating me to, continue wanting to live the life. And,
You need to.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes,
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep the passion in you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you found that through even, astrology, which some people wouldn't even think,
No,
Pretty cool.
Thanks. And then I just, I would tell people these things and they'd believe me and be like, wait, you kind of put it in a way that makes it make sense. Like, I believe you. I believe in astrology now. And I'm like, am I just manipulating you? Or am I just... But I spent so much time just, drowning myself in, like, learning all, like, about the stars and, tarot and all this stuff. And, it became my entire For You page on TikTok.
Yeah.
So it was like... not to make it my whole personality, but I kind of had to.
It's it's your very passionate hobby.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. Everybody needs that,
Mm-hmm.
but you're trying to make theater a profession, but astrology is your professional hobby.
My niche.
Your niche. Yeah. I had a thought. Shit.
Pause.
Oh, do you need like a book to do tarot, or do you know what every card means?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
So it's
there's
all
like
about...
the obvious ones.
Yeah.
But then there's like the kind of like minute,
Yeah.
I could not tell you what a Two of Cups means.
Oh, well, that's an easy one.
Is that an easy one?
Yes. Balance of emotion. Come on.
Oh my god. All right, it's cool. So it's like a 50-50.
But yeah, it's all up for your own interpretation too. Because again, we all create our own reality. So what makes sense to us makes sense to us, and what's true to us is true to us. So if it resonates, it resonates.
Yeah.
You can't deny something resonating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can be deeply delusioned, but who cares? Like,
I'll live in ignorant bliss.
So, I mean, but I also do have a book when I'm like, what is this reading trying to tell me? Because, I mean, you're technically communicating with spirit when you do tarot, and that's what guides the cards to, like, come out and stuff. So it's like, or it's, just a random card deck, and whatever card falls out, that doesn't mean anything, but it can.
There's a possibility.
There's always a possibility. So, I don't know. I kind of view it like that. I know I was originally asked the question of what I thought of you guys freshman year, astrology-wise. So, when I first read your birth charts, I probably read yours first, because I used to hang out with Maya all the time. If Maya's listening...
Maya, we miss you.
I love my Leo queen. But yeah, I was like, you're very much an Aquarius, of course. Of course. And now that I've done the deeper dive, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
The Taurus Saturn, I was like, okay, that's key, because that's your chart ruler, and I didn't know you had a Scorpio moon, and everything for you is really internalized, and I didn't really pick up on that, because you've always been like the goofy, sarcastic, like, add to conversation when you want to,
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, seeing the growth over the years too, and how things have played out, I'm like, it's very much within what I see. And then for you, Ethan, even more so, I would say, because Cancer's, emotion sign, Aries, very emotional, which rules your emotions, and the Capricorn rising does balance you out, though. That brings us stability. And then again, cool. with leadership and stuff, and you know how to talk to people, and like,
that's so interesting that one thing can kind of like sway.
No, I mean,
the entire pendulum.
It all plays in within itself. Yeah.
I used to not like fuck with astrology, only because like I was afraid. Like, I really believed in like Ouija boards.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I didn't fuck with tarot cards. Like, I had a friend, God rest their soul. They would do tarot card readings, but they were so possessive of their like deck that like nobody could touch it. So I was like, all right, I am not going to touch the giant black box holding cards that are going to tell my future. Like,
I will say that is a standard practice, just because the mixture of like other people's energies within your energy of your deck, because you have to create your own relationship with your deck. So to have other people's people like waver it doesn't create as accurate as results.
I used to think it was like Jumanji. I was gonna get like sucked in or something. It's gonna take my soul.
Please.
But yeah, the whole bonding, because I have a set myself. I haven't used them in God knows how long, but like making that connection with the set is like, it's so interesting to me, because it's like any person would be like, that's a deck of cards. You know,
Exactly.
But then you talk to somebody who's like in it, and it's like, that's like my fifth child. You know, like
Honestly, yeah.
Post-show activity, Ethan does tarot with us.
Oh God.
Should have brought my deck, man.
Yeah.
I have one in the car.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck. We'll have to get Heather back on for
Part 2.
Yeah, for a
Hey.
tarot episode.
Yeah, but we could bring Shania on for that.
Yeah.
too. Shania's really.
Oh
into
yeah.
it.
Oh, we should have gotten Shania on today. Damn.
Oh yeah. Hey Shania.
I love Shania.
She's gonna be my roommate next semester.
Yes. That's a stacked room.
Oh yeah,
Not
with
gonna lie.
okay, so it's Shania, Julia Lavoie, and Kati Robinson.
Yeah.
We're
That's pretty badass.
And
not
you
gonna
know
lie.
what's even to bring astrology into it? We are the 4 elements. Because
Yes, you did mention
I'm
that.
the Sagittarius, the fire. Shania is water, the Cancer. Julia is air, Libra, and Kati is Taurus, Earth.
Holy shit.
No such thing as a coincidence. No such thing.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this. This
Oh,
was
thank you
really,
for having
really
me.
cool. Yeah. I know, at least for me, our friendship, Bobby,
Oh,
it
man.
it was kind of it was written,
It was. Of course.
It was pretty much a given, and along the way, we met the one and only HP.
HP.
HP
Oh.
Lovecraft.
HP Inject Printer.
HPNB 5540. That's my fucking printer in my room.
Oh my
So
That's goofy.
it would not be a Heather Pape starring podcast if we didn't talk about
Oh, yeah.
her, other than astrology, her first love, Disney.
Yes.
Disney.
It would not be a Heather Pape podcast without it. So, not to go too deep into things, but I am very curious. Like, give us like your top 5 Disney Pixar.
Okay, whoa.
Whoa.
Are you
Disney
top 5
or-
Pixar and top 5 Disney or
Like-
together?
Together.
Okay,
Okay, Disney Pixar.
okay. So for Disney animation, Alice in Wonderland is my favorite, the
Okay.
original. Not really the live actions.
Yeah.
because, I don't. They keep remaking and no more original ones, and
Yeah.
it makes me sad. But everyone go see The Little Mermaid. I'm most excited for that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yes, Alice in Wonderland,
It's a great one.
Cinderella, because
It's a classic. It's the classic.
it's Heather
like,
Pape we're
yeah.
talking about. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hercules, absolutely.
Great.
Oh.
pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets overlooked. I swear.
I'm so happy
It
they
gets
made it into a
overlooked.
musical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
I
so
manifested
excited.
that.
Wouldn't it be so cool?
Right?
It would
Wouldn't
be
it be
so cool.
awesome?
I
But
love
also,
Hercules.
obviously, Tangled.
Yeah.
Rapunzel's one of my favorite princesses to play too, because she's just so fun, perky,
Mm-hmm.
and Flynn Rider. Anywho.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to say, of my top 5, closing it out, probably Mulan.
Mulan. Yeah.
I mean, the soundtrack on top of the storyline, on top of
swift as the coursing river.
Be a Man.
It's really good. Did you watch the live action?
I did,
What'd you
but they
think?
didn't include any of the music, so I was like, oh
Was
my
it
God.
was it true that they used instrumentals, like orchestral
Kind of,
instrumentals
yes.
for like the music, but it was more
But
of like a war movie.
It was a
right?
war. It was more of an action movie,
Yeah.
which I'm not really a fan of.
It'd
I
be
love
different
Marvel,
if they
though.
Sang, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you like Marvel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
cool. Nice.
Duh. That's Disney, right?
Yeah. You like Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh my gosh! If you knew who John Alexander Pape was, Star Wars is his niche.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my middle name's Leah, which is a play off Leia. So.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my my god.
Once again, never a
Brilliant.
coincidence. Never.
Brilliant. I love it. That's so much fun.
I'll tell my dad you like that.
Yeah, please. That's so good. Okay, so then Pixar. 'Cause,
Right.
Like, I only said Disney Pixar because, like, you know, I kind of consider, Turning Red, like,
That's Pixar.
Disney and Pixar.
Well, it's
you know?
all Disney and Pixar because Disney owns Pixar, but
Yeah.
Pixar's its own animation
Okay,
studio.
yeah, fair enough.
So, that being said, Monsters Inc. will always be number
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Yes.
Never
that's
a
the correct
question.
answer.
Always the correct answer. Yes. And then I'm a sucker for Finding Nemo,
Oh.
but not Finding Dory. I didn't really like
You didn't
Finding
like
Dory.
Finding Dory?
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It was. I mean, every Pixar film is cute.
Yeah, it
It
was
will always
cute
pull
for
at
what
my
it was.
heartstrings, but
But
I
Finding
mean,
Nemo.
right.
If you're going up against Finding Nemo, I mean, you know who
Real
doesn't
talk.
like Finding Nemo? Emily Goyette. She doesn't like Finding Nemo.
And that is fine.
Yeah. We love you, Emmy.
To each their own.
But yeah, I love you, Emily Goyette. Don't get me wrong. But another Pixar film I love. I love Inside Out.
Oh yeah, I liked
good one.
I liked
That's a good
Inside Out.
They're coming out with a new film called Elemental.
Yes, I did
Which-
see that.
Hey, this is the astrology episode. I'm like, well, that one probably has.
Yeah.
It'll have. I mean, they're each embodying each element, and you know that's essentially what the zodiac signs are.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that'll be a really cool movie to see, especially because it's Pixar. And I'm gonna have to move this one to my number 2 spot, which I just remembered. But Soul.
Oh, you like Soul?
I
God.
That movie, the character 22 is me at my core.
Oh,
me at
yeah.
my
I
core.
can't believe Disney Pixar came out with that movie. You ever, Ethan, Beefy, have you seen Soul?
No.
Oh,
I know what you're
know.
doing later.
I know. I gotta watch it.
It's
Homework.
Yeah.
the most beautiful movie, and it makes you fall in love with life again. And
Yeah.
you know, I mean, not to bring up the Taurus Saturn again, but you know, sometimes it's hard to like appreciate and love all aspects of life, and it just really like hones down. I mean, it's called Soul, so it all
Yeah.
boils down to that. But it's
It's just like a sad story involving music is just always going to like make me
Yeah.
sob. So I've been like pushing it back because I know I will cry, but I need to
gotta
like
watch
just sit down and like muscle through it.
Yeah.
There's an anime called Your Lie in April, and it's about like this girl who's a violinist and a boy who's a pianist, but the girl gets sick, and it's so sad. It is a gut-wrenching anime. So like I've been pushing Soul off because I really want to like it. Trust me, I really want to like it. I know
will
I will
love
like
it.
it. I'm noisy.
I
I know. I'm terrible. Was that
So
5?
terrible.
That was your 5?
Monsters Inc. at 1.
Soul.
Now Soul at 2.
Finding Nemo.
at 3.
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
And then
One
I'm
more.
saving. Because Elemental hasn't come out yet.
Ah.
Toy Story 2.
Yeah. Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
There's
Over
a soft
Up,
spot in my
though.
heart for that movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you put
Up, Wally.
Up and
Oh my god! Oh no! Wally's number 3 now. Wally's
Okay.
number 3.
Monsters Inc.
Soul,
Wally.
Finding
Finding
Nemo.
Nemo. Inside Out. Toy Story 2. Oh.
Oh.
Tough decision.
Wally changed things.
I'm gonna have to. I like Toy Story 2 more. It's more of a classic.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for the classics.
Over Inside Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Inside Out is number 6. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah,
Still
yeah,
top
yeah,
10.
No, yeah, I 100% respect the classics. In,
Oh my
you
god!
know.
How could I forget Wally? Oh, I binged that movie. I used to watch it every night.
Mhm. Great movie. That's a tearjerker too.
Oh, yeah.
That'll get you.
Yeah, well, so cute.
Damn. All right. Well.
Not to end on a sad note.
No, yeah. But you know what? That's life. You know.
That's You did have me on the podcast, so it might end in a sad note.
No, not you. It's the topic. It's the topic.
Okay.
But Heather, seriously, thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Yeah. we really appreciate it. Taking time out of your day to doing the research.
This is what I love to do. Thank you for letting me do it.
Yeah. We will definitely have you back on at some point. Do some tarot readings.
You know where I'll be for next semester too. If you want to travel back,
we're local. You know, I'm like 45 minutes away, so we'll be chilling.
Please, I'll be here.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And on that note, this is Beefy.
This is Bobby.
And this has been another episode of Shooting the Shit with Beefy and Bobbie.